Welcome to Deep or Nothing with Miss Daisy O, a podcast where we explore the art of deep thinking. Join me as we dive into thought-provoking conversations that challenge the surface and uncover the profound truths that shape our lives. Let's go deep, or not at all.
Hey there, welcome to another episode of Deep or Nothing with Miss Daisy O. And this episode is a very, very different episode, I promise. It's never happened before on the show, and it's happening for the first time. So, ladies and gentlemen, I do have a guest here, and it's so interesting that I do have a guest here. And our guest is not just an ordinary guest. I have my friend joining the podcast today. So yeah, my friend's name is Favour. Hi, Favour.
Hi, Daisy.
Whoa, how does it feel? I mean, you've been a massive fan of the podcast. How does it feel being on the podcast?
Strange, I don't know what to do. But I'm very excited. But also, just a little bit confused, and I feel like I don't know what to say, but then I'm going to, definitely say something. But it should be fun.
It will be fun. So today we're going to be discussing, obviously, friendship. And we're going to be coming from the deep thinker perspective. I've been thinking, right? I'm thinking, who's more of a deep thinker between both of us?
Of course you are.
What do you mean I am? Why would you say that? Don't you think yourself a deep thinker?
No, I think you're more of the deep thinker. You psychoanalyze every issue from every angle, and you're just that person. I think, but I don't think I think as deeply as you do.
Okay, so it means that we'll probably have a balance on the podcast as we go. So we'll have two people who are deep thinkers. I think she's just saying that we think on different wavelengths, but we're both deep thinkers, really. So I want to ask some questions. Let's just play a little game before we get deep into the podcast today. Question number 1. So we both will be answering questions before we get deep into it. And please come along with us. I'm sure you have answers to these questions yourself. The very first question is, what's a paradox that still thrills you till date? If you hear it, if you read it, see it anywhere, it kind of thrills you.
About friendship?
About friendship.
Oh, it would be, what are friends for, if not for inconveniences?
What about it? What about that paradox thrills you?
It's so funny, like, why does friendship have to be linked with inconveniences? But when you think about it deeply, you see that, it's the absolute truth, because you make a lot of sacrifice for people that you call your friend. You do a lot of inconveniences, you know. When you actually think about it, you would go, you would do so much for people that you love.
Very true. At the same time, I'm thinking, my friends should be my safe place, right? So I shouldn't feel some form of inconvenience when I'm with my friends. Imagine me running away from places that are like feeling very tense, or make me feel tense, or make me feel very uncomfortable and all of that. When I get here again, and what I meet is just
Whoever came up with that saying meant it from the perspective of sacrifices.
exactly.
Yeah, you would do what you ordinarily would not do for a random person, for the person you call your friend, and you would be thrilled about it.
Yeah, you do it with all joy.
Yeah,
exactly. I think for me it is an individual's friends have more friends than the individual. I think about it. I know almost twice I've asked you to break it down.
make it make
sense. An individual's friends have more friends than the individual. Question number 2. What's something you've recently realized about yourself? Okay, silence. She's thinking deeply.
Thinking deeply.
What's that thing that you've recently realized about yourself?
I can stretch a lot. I didn't know the intensity or the magnitude or how much I could stretch until, I thought about it recently, and looking through my life's journey, man, I have stretched.
Yeah.
And I have the ability to stretch as much as possible.
Okay, so when you say stretch, I'm sure the first time anybody heard that word on this podcast, they were thinking about stretching your body parts. What do you mean stretch, really?
Oh, so I mean stretch as in adapt to situations.
Okay.
I feel like, yeah, I've been through a lot of, different life situations, and somehow I've been able to adapt to them in very effective manners. So I feel like I've experienced a lot of different life situations, and somehow I've been able to adapt and then manage them so effectively that sometimes I think of my strength and how I can persevere and how I can be so determined and how I can just really cope with anything. So when I say stretch, I mean no matter how hard or difficult the situation is, I can adapt.
Yeah, I get that. I get that, and I think I admire you a lot when I see you do that. I see you going through some things sometimes, and you come out of it, and I just smile like, okay, she's going through that season again where she's just found out something and she's walked through that thing, and then she's come out victorious. Yeah. So for me though, I think that I've discovered recently that I think I can be so modest. And I think that modesty, I think I might have misinterpreted what modesty should really be about. So I think I was, because I'm changing, I'm learning to do better. So I think that I became modest to the point where I started seeing myself as what I am not. So I watered down many things about myself, and I don't think it's doing me justice. So I think that's one thing I've recently realized about myself, how I become too modest, that I'm now pushing a wrong narrative about myself.
I think I totally agree with that. You're so many things. I think if I were to choose a word to describe you, to be versatile, like how you can do so many different things, effectively, like really well. You're really versatile. You're amazing. I think I use that word a lot.
I think that if we give her the chance to talk about me,
it's true.
I think she would do a single episode talking about me. That's how much she loves me and believes in me.
I think you're spectacular.
Number 3. What's a big question in life that you don't think has an answer?
I think it would be the definition of success.
Okay.
Yeah, so having spent, at most maybe 150 years on earth, a lot of people do not even get to that 150. But yeah, no matter the amount of years you spend here, how to, adequately or correctly define success if you led a successful life. I don't think it has a specific answer. I don't think anybody's answer would be enough, because then you hear another person's point of view and you feel like, oh, that's the answer, and another person says something and you're like, that's the answer. So I don't think it has an answer.
Okay. Success, yeah. Definition of success. I think for me, that question would be, what's the best way to love someone? I'm not sure that has an answer. And I think that's because we evolve every time as human beings. And then that's also because you never really know what a person is feeling, how they're truly feeling. I don't think anybody knows how a person is truly feeling, because two experiences aren't the same for different individuals, that is. So it means that I could feel something or want something. I'm not sure that I can necessarily let you know exactly how I feel or how I want it. I can try to explain it via words and actions and all that, but I can't explain it to you enough for you to get the exact measurement that I want, or I want you to do stuff to me.
Yeah, I feel you. And I think that it's even hard to, because, today you might say, this is how I want to be loved.
And then the next
and
day.
then the next day you don't want that
Exactly.
again. So
Yeah.
I don't think even the person that is the receiver of the love has the, specific
Exactly.
same answers all
the time, because we evolve.
Yeah.
Our feelings also change and they
Yeah.
grow, and our personality changes.
Yeah, a lot of things are just
Everything. So
involved.
So I don't think that question, what's the best way to love someone, I don't think it has an answer.
Yeah.
Really, I don't think so. So yeah, I love to do this with this amazing woman here. And that's because every conversation with her is always gives birth to something useful. And that's one of the characteristics of deep thinkers being friends or being in friendships. We don't necessarily like small talks, right? We love to have conversations that have depth, where we can dig in. We're relating what's happened to how we feel, and then we're looking at how it affects our next lines of action, or how it affects our relationship going forward, and all of that. But we've also had times where we don't understand each other so well, and I think
misinterpreted.
Yes, we have misinterpreted, and that's one of the things that deep thinkers do. Because when you do something, I step back and I'm thinking, why is she feeling like this?
Yeah.
Or what's making her like act like this?
Or is there a better way I could have handled that situation? Yeah.
Deep or Nothing with Miss Daisy.
We got to a point in our relationship where we would talk about how we need to communicate more effectively, and then we talk about how we need to also express ourselves whenever it is we feel something. How's that going though?
It's going well. I think the key word here is honest, sincere conversations. We do that a lot, and I'm so proud of how much we've evolved, how we can tell each other the truth and not feel a certain way about it, and not, and feel like the other person is open enough to, accept that that's how I feel about this issue. It doesn't have to be the best way to, or the best point of view, but that's what I think at this point. And I'm just happy that I'm friends with someone who I don't have to walk on eggshells around. I can just be myself and talk about how I feel and how I feel that we should be, and we could just reason together in Two Faces voice, and then come to a definitive conclusion.
I think something that also helps friendships like this is the amount of emotional intelligence that we actually apply. Always thinking about how she feels or how she would feel. If I feel like this, how is she feeling? Maybe I was the one who overstepped. Maybe I was the one who overreacted. Or maybe I could have done it in a different way, or have handled it better. I think it helps us to somewhat have empathy enough to turn to compassion, and then want to say, let's make it better. How can I make you feel better? How can I make you happy? Really.
And how can I do better as a friend?
How can I do better as a friend to you? So yeah. I don't know how long we've spoken for, but I'm having fun. I'm having fun. So I think that we can. I think we're at a place in our friendship where we can actually give some good tips on how to how to effectively have friendships as deep thinkers. One thing I also want to say is that I have 3 tips I want to share. I don't know if you have anyone to share, but I'm going to give the very first one. The first one is learning how to be vulnerable. We can be very skeptical about expressing our feelings and letting her see that I feel like this, and all, letting him know that this is how I feel. But when you become vulnerable, it makes things very easy, especially when the person has your best interest at heart. It just makes all the sense. Now, holding back restricts the amount of love that you can give. When you hold back and you're walking on eggshells, you're trying to be careful, you're trying to be this and all that, it just messes things up, because you start to assume what's not there. You can't even love them as much as you're capable of loving them. So I think being vulnerable is one tip. If you're a deep thinker, you're in a friendship with another deep thinker, being vulnerable helps a lot.
For me, I think the first one would be talking more, having conversations, yeah.
Okay.
So you go to your corner and then you've thought about this thing deeply.
Yeah.
It's a good thing to talk about it. Sometimes what you're thinking is not, the actual,
truth and reality. Yeah.
So if you get to hear how the other person feels, sometimes it gives you a brand new perspective and you're like, oh, okay, so I was actually wrong. And recently, Daisy and I had a conversation about because I do a bit of content creation myself because I'm a business person, and she was going about how she has more experience than I do in terms of selling brands and all of those things because of our professional experience and all. And she was, she felt a certain way that over time I have not really like sought her opinion about contents that I want to put out there. And for the first time I actually saw that she's actually correct, yeah. And I was able to pinpoint it to my independent nature, yeah. I would want to just do things by myself. I've always done it like that and just sort myself out. But here's someone who has more experience than I do, and then he is willing to lend a helping hand. Here's someone who has more experience than I do and is also willing to lend a helping hand. So having that conversation opened my mind to being more receptive to help from her. And
what made me have the conversation was the fact that I literally run everything by this girl. Like, like, yo, even though I know she's not in the media industry, for example, if I'm doing anything media related, she does have some experience, by the way, but like, I mean, that professional years of experience, and I would still send her like whatever file, whatever document I'm working on, just so that she sees it. So I felt like, why is she not reciprocating? Why does she not know that I can actually let her use me? I just want her to use me. So I got to a place where I was able to have the conversation, and it made everything just better. So yes, I agree with what you said. I love that point. Number 2 point for me would be balancing the depth that we have with some lightness. So we recently also discovered that we did a lot of introspection, we did a lot of communicating, and just spending time together and thinking about our lives and talking about what would help us to get better. But recently we introduced some lightness to our relationship where we want more fun, more joy, more laughter, because that's also what friendship should be about. So we told ourselves that we'll start going out a lot more, going to places where we can actually have some good energy, fun, and all of that. So I think we should always learn to balance our depth with some lightness.
Yeah, I agree, and it's been fun. Life itself is just so, it could be a lot sometimes. So one has to intentionally incorporate, activities that will bring fun, joy, happiness, and the last one was really
it was an experience that we've never had like in a long time, and we had fun just watching. It was sightseeing, but it was fun.
Okay, so I would say, just let it flow naturally. Don't do too much. Just let it flow. If it's meant to be, and now I'm referring to friendships, it would definitely blossom, and you would grow and evolve over time. Just let it flow and don't hold back. A lot of us have insecurities with being in relationships, friendships in the past where things didn't work out quite all right, or probably it might not even be us, it could be experiences of other people that we've seen, and we just feel like, no, I don't want to be too vulnerable around this person, I don't want to give my all, and I don't want to be this open, and it just messes with the beautiful experience that we could have. So just be there, let it flow naturally.
So I think we should also recognize who our friends are. It's not a must that you have deep thinkers for as friends. Apart from that, you can also have lots of friends in your space. You have deep thinkers, you have people who are practical thinkers. So the balance is where you discover who your friend is, and you're not forcing them to be what they're not, and you're just enjoying them the way that they are. Some friends come into your life, and what they bring is all the vibe, like all the ginger. Some come into your life and what they bring is the insight. Some come into your life and what they bring is that safety that you feel around them. So I think identifying what our friends come with helps a lot. That way you're not expecting so much when that's not what they're giving, or trying to what's the word now, stereotype how them and how they give themselves to you. So identifying the nature of the person you're with. Friendships are relationships. So yes, the person that you're with, it helps you, it goes a long way.
I think that's absolutely correct. I call Daisy OCD sometimes.
Oh goodness.
Because
she does, and I'm like,
always so, arranged. Everything is well put in her room. She's clearly, there's no dust. You can put your feet on her bed.
Don't put your feet on my bed.
But when it comes to my house, sometimes it's so scattered. There's clothes and there's this and this. But over time, I'm amazed at how she's come to accept me for the scattered person that I can be. And that's just, by the way, on a lighter mood. But then there are so many things about her too that ordinarily I didn't think I could, in quotes now, cope with. But I've come to understand that this is who she is. And do I want to be with this person? Yes. Then I have to accept them.
Exactly. And there's something that my pastor says. He says to not only forgive in advance, but to always forbear.
Yeah.
So when you love someone, you have to naturally forbear, knowing fully well that they're also growing themselves and they're just not stagnant. They're not a person who doesn't realize that they need to do better. So you just forbear. So when they do things, it's easy for you to say, you know what, I love this person. They've done this stuff. Even if something made them do it, or they were in a season or in a period, that's not. It doesn't define who they are. Exactly. So that'll be my last take on the podcast for today. You have anything else to say?
No, Daisy.
All right. So it's been fun having Favour on this podcast today. I don't think I would have had it any different. It's just been amazing talking with you. And I'm sure that we've learned something today on Deep or Nothing. And as you know, this is what we do on the podcast. We just open your eyes to different perspectives. We let you know what the mind of a deep thinker looks like. But today we made you see what the mind of two deep thinkers look like. And I am sure it's been fun. So if you got value, please make sure to share with a friend and just share across your social media platform. Talk about Deep or Nothing with Miss Daisy. Make sure to follow our WhatsApp community. The link is in the description. And also rate the show. Follow if you haven't followed, and always look forward to episodes because it's going to keep dropping.
And I wanted to add that today is our anniversary. Yes, so you guys should put it in comment section. Happy anniversary. It's 1 year being friends with this amazing human being. I look forward to many. I was telling her the other day that I now have a picture of friends as like we as grandmas, and we have children and grandchildren, and then we're still strong and waxing strong.
Really cute to look at, but when I saw that video, it was you that came to my mind. So happy anniversary, babe.
Same to you, darling.
All right, so we're going to leave you now. We have a line of activity. We're going to have fun today.
We sure are.
We will definitely have fun today. Today being Tuesday, but in case you listen on Thursday, please feel free to still wish us a happy anniversary. So take care of yourselves. I love you very much. Keep listening and always listen to Deep or Nothing with Miss Daisy.
Explore the art of deep thinking with Miss Daisy.